Hey, this is Detronis here with some Blizzcon 2014 news on Diablo 3. Once again, the developers got up on stage and gave us tons of information on future updates and patches and content they're wanting to release for Diablo 3 Reapers of Souls. The Diablo 3 development team at Blizzcon really spoke to the audience for quite a while, discussing how they've grown in certain philosophies from the launch of Diablo 3 and all of its mistakes that they've made over into Reaper of Souls and what they're continuing to learn afterwards. One of the more interesting points in the discussion was when they started talking about the tale of the two sets. They compared the JADE Harvester playstyle to that of the Marauders playstyle. Now, unlike with the Diablo 3 launch, we have set and legendary pieces that are actually powerful for the first time. And yet Blizzard was talking about how they made the mistake with the Marauder set, and it's simply not engaging enough. You place your turrets down, albeit they're strong, and you simply just run around. So they talked about a new rule they had: no power without gameplay. They want all these legendary and set pieces to interact with your skills and also uphold gameplay instead of just a mundane, non-engaging, and repetitive playstyle. So after discussing how their philosophies have changed over time, they started to show us new set pieces to reflect that change, like this new wizard set. Now if you notice with this set, they're trying to build a synergy here. They don't want you casting the same spells over and over again. They want you to rotate, to have a certain kind of rotation involved, like in World of Warcraft. So they have certain abilities reducing the cooldown of slow time, and on top of that, the enemies inside your slow time take 1,250% more weapon damage every single second, or not even more, they take this amount of damage. So you have this synergy going on here, and you see that especially with the 6-piece bonus. Enemies affected by your slow time take 500% more damage from your arcane orb, yada yada yada. So what you have here is you have a certain synergy going on with the abilities that lower the cooldown of your CC spells. Your CC spells are increasing the damage of those abilities, so you have an awesome cyclical damage rotation going on here. Of course, these numbers are subject to change when they go into the PTR. Now here we have a new Demon Hunter set. Unhallowed Essence, the 2-piece bonus allows your generators to generate 2 discipline, and then your 4-piece allows you to gain 40% damage reduction for 4 seconds if any enemy is within 20 yards of you. So this gives you a nice defensive boost because you're actually pooling your discipline. That's the point of the set. As you see in your 6-piece bonus, your generators and your multi-shot deal 10% increased damage for every singular point of discipline you have. So imagine that when you actually get items, this makes your whole looting philosophy change almost with the Demon Hunter and your entire playstyle. You're wanting to pool up discipline, you're wanting to build defensive stats so you can take heat in close range, because actually allowing yourself to pool up more defensive stats and take those damage points without expending some of that discipline allows you to, ironically, deal more damage. Now this isn't prohibiting you from using your discipline, because as you see with the 2 set, your generators are actually allowing you to regenerate your discipline now. 2 important things are going on here if you didn't notice. They're adding more significance to generators because they now generate discipline, and that discipline is going to allow you to do more damage with this set. And 2, they're also adding more usefulness to defensive stats. They are rewarding Demon Hunters with more defensive bonuses, this 40% damage reduction, if they're willing to stack the necessary amount of defensive stats to get up close to dangerous enemies and also not be wholeheartedly reliant on discipline all the time to get out of sticky situations. So this is a brilliant set, and we'll see how well it plays. And multi-shot is an awesome skill. I love seeing them fly across the screen. It's going to be a challenge, however, making that multi-shot coming from a Demon Hunter more powerful than coming from 5 other turrets casting it. They also talked about a new Barbarian set. This new set especially reflects their new rule: no power without gameplay. They don't want you whirlwinding around a level indefinitely, only holding down your right-click button or whatnot. They want you to have a type of rotation, a more engaging style of play instead of laying down turrets or holding down a single button. So this set allows your Ren to last 3 times longer, so you're not always having to reapply it, which is awesome. And then the 4-piece bonus allows that Ren to deal triple damage. And then your Whirlwind itself does triple damage to those affected by Ren. So not only do you have a nice single target ability in the Ren, dealing a tremendous amount of dot damage, but you also have that visually appealing whirlwind to get down those large groups of enemies. Now, they also shared some awesome looking legendary updates. Here we have Skull Grasp, increasing the damage of Whirlwind by 441%. This is just amazing, especially with that Whirlwind set that Barbarians are finally getting. In the past, they said they weren't going to focus too much on reimagining or making these old legendaries better, but it certainly seems like they are trying to now. They said they don't want two divisions of legendaries being in the game, the old sucky ones, by their own words, or the new better ones. So we're definitely seeing some awesome updates coming our way. The Gundo gear is finally getting an upgrade too. This is awesome. Instead of just a throwaway, we actually have something that really makes the monk's exploding palm ability much more powerful. I liken this new legendary effects with that of the Blade of Prophecy's legendary effects and how it affects the ability Condemn. Here you have Exploding Palms, On-Death Explosion, applying Exploding Palm once again. Blizzard stated here at BlizzCon they want to see other pieces of gear slots having interesting legendary affixes that really do change builds as well. And we definitely see that with this next item. This is an amazing item. Just take a few seconds and drink that beauty in. If it's not beautiful enough to you already. Imagine this item with the Mortal Drama, and yes, it was confirmed there on spot from a developer that it will be affected by Mortal Drama. Now, the Mortal Drama kind of fell out of favor, to be honest, earlier on in Reaper of Souls' lifespan. This was because they changed the cooldown reduction rune Akrats used to have, where you could cast Bombardment a great deal amount of times. However, now every 6 seconds, if you combine this with the Mortal Drama, you can have 2 bombardments dropping down on enemies around you, which is really nice for single target damage on Greater Rift bosses, because Crusaders kind of lack that single target damage, and I think with 2 bombardments dropping down every 6 seconds, they're going to get that single target damage back real fast with just 2 items. And here we have a new legendary Wizard Helm, and its effects give slow time the effect of every rune. Now this synergizes very well with the legendary set that we showed earlier in the video, that new slow time wizard set. Think about the benefits of having every rune for slow time with that set earlier on. You're doing 20% more damage to the enemies in there. You're increasing the amount that they're slowed, so they're staying in the dome longer, which means they're taking that 1250% dot longer. This is some awesome synergy we're seeing here. Now here we have a new Demon Hunter belt. It's called the Omrian's Chain. Omrian's Chain? I don't know. It drops caltraps when using Vault. Now I'm not quite sure how this can translate into an awesome Demon Hunter build. This Demon Hunter is probably the least experienced class I have on. Of course I have all the set pieces and stuff for it either way, but I have not tried out too many builds with it, because frankly right now we don't have too many reasons to stray away from a 6-piece Marauder Sentry build, right? But hopefully that changes with this new set coming out. Well, that wraps up all the legendaries that were shown at BlizzCon 2014. I really recommend you Diablo 3 fans watch the whole video of their Evolving Reaper of Souls conference. There was a lot of heart-to-heart, and they really did look over all the mistakes they've made and talked about how they learned from them. They were very honest and upfront about their decision-making process. They really did just come up front, humbly acknowledge their mistakes, even poke fun at them, and then talk to the audience and fans and let them know how they've grown from those mistakes and what they've learned since then. It really made me happy with the decision to stick with Diablo this whole time, because we have seen quite awesome changes, and there's more to come. Enjoy, friends.